present and future in my garage. Ciao everyone, it's Marchettino and today we're off for a test drive in one of my favorite Ferraris, the F430. Guys, you can't even believe how excited I am right now because I am driving one of my favorite Ferraris, the F430. Prior buying my 355, I seriously considered it. I actually saw a couple of these, but at the end, my first Ferrari, I wanted to be analog, mechanical, manual. So I thought that the 355 would have been the perfect choice. I'm in love with it. I'm looking forward to drive a lot more heavy miles with it, but I'm thinking also about the replacement, and of course the F430 is one of those. I'm actually considering also a V12, but we're talking about other kind of running costs, so I have to be very wise and think very well about getting a V12. But if I want to keep another V8, I think this will be the perfect choice. I got to drive a couple of years ago a 6-speed manual F430. I got to drive also the Scuderia, but the F430 F1 is the most interesting version for me because, well, 6-speed manual and Scuderia are even more expensive, and in terms of performance, quality, price, I think this one is the right choice. Here in Italy you can get good examples of F430 F1 for about 80,000 euros, which is a good deal. I've been offered good money for my 355, so I will be able to sell it and buy an F430 without spending too much extra money. The car I'm driving today is just 15,000 kilometers. Basically, it's brand new. As you can tell by the braking system, this car is one of the early models because in the first batch of production, Ferrari has produced the 430 with the steel brakes. The carbon ceramics were an option, but after a while, lots of customers complained. They were like, these steel brakes don't break at all. So Ferrari has decided to put the carbon ceramics standard, but of course increasing the price tag. And a common defect, if we compare the 355 and the F430, are the headers, because the first production of the headers for this car weren't that good. Over the time they tend to crack, like in my 355, and the owner has already replaced them. The funny thing is that the current owner, Riccardo, he bought the car at the beginning of the year, but he never drove it, literally, never. For business, he lives and works in Japan, but due to the pandemic, he didn't manage to fly back to Italy. So he never drove the car, and he was like, Marco, feel free to take it for a drive, enjoy it, and make a good video. So thank you, Riccardo, you are a legend for this. And you can bet, I'm looking forward to have a good time with your car. I think the F430 is one of the best stock exhaust ever. I mean, listen when the exhaust valves open. The noise is so deep and low. I'm in love with it. I saw also a couple of videos, and if you straight pipe it, it sounds like hell is about to break loose. It's like a Formula 1 car. It's pretty much with a high pitch like my 355. So, first impressions behind the wheel. The transmission. Here we have the F1 single clutch. It's not as quick as a double clutch, but I like it. I truly like it. Right now we're still driving in sport mode, so we haven't tested yet the best out of this car, but still, sport mode, it's a standard setting if you want to have fun with it. Traction control is on, power delivery is very good, the electronics help you to unleash all the power safely. The gearbox is pretty good as well. The ride, here the road is really not that good, but it's okay, it's smooth. It's able to absorb all the roughness of the road, so let's put the foot down on the throttle. that noise! All the way 8,000 RPMs. Oh my goodness. It's so much faster compared to my 355. Here we have a 4.3 liter, net aspirated of course, V8 with 490 horsepower and 510 Newton meters of torque. You really feel the difference at low revs. Here, the F430 has a lot more power, and if we look at it, I mean, just look at both cars side by side. Back in the days when Pininfarina worked for Ferrari, they never failed. They have built a Ferrari after Ferrari, one better looking after the other. What an era. What a collaboration between Ferrari and Pininfarina. It's a shame they don't work together anymore. This car is so timeless. Can you believe this car is already 16 years old? It looks so fresh, so new. It's gorgeous. Good side of the steel brakes is that they heat up very quickly and you feel immediately the braking power. It's not the same with the carbon ceramics. You really have to be careful. When you start to push, you have to make sure that the brakes are heated up properly, otherwise you might get in trouble. And looking at second-hand examples of this car, if I find a carbon ceramic version, I need to make sure that the wear on the disc is still okay, because replacing full carbon ceramic brakes, that's stupidly expensive. We're about to drive through a city. Just listen to the noise through the buildings. I'm in love with this exhaust note. This is a stock! A couple of weeks ago I got to drive the 488. It has a good exhaust note, but this. Oh my goodness! So now, let's make the situation even spicier. Let's move Marchettino to race mode to make the F430 even more brutal and enraged. Throttle is more responsive. The electronics is still active, but less invasive. Gearbox is even more brutal and quicker. So far, I didn't find yet any negative side behind the wheel of this car. I mean, I'm in love. I'm in love with it. So guys, if you want to make me a reasonable offer for the 355, I would be happy. Just kidding. I want to enjoy my 355 a lot more prior considering to sell it. Everyone is turning, they're like, what the hell is driving here? I can't believe this is stock. This is street legal, this sound. The Scuderia will be the dream car, but an F430 F1, I think it would be the best compromise, because there is also room of improvement. I mean, you can play with the suspension, tires, ECU. I've read that you can remap the ECU of the transmission to make it quicker, like the Scuderia, kind of. The engine is so powerful. For the public road, I mean, 490 horsepower, it's good enough. I love the steering too. Ooh, yeah. Now I understand why people complain about the steel brakes. I slammed my foot on the brake pedal and I was like, ooh, that's all. Yeah. I think I would have to go for the carbon ceramic version. But I was saying, I love the steering. It's so precise, communicative, and driving in race mode with the electronics partially off, it's good fun. You can unleash all the power safely. We also have CST off setting on the Marchettino. Oh, thank you. That's the good side of driving a Ferrari. Everyone just let you pass. I was saying, in CST off, you can turn all the electronics off, so stability, traction, everything off. We're gonna drive just in race mode. It's good enough. With my future, who knows, F430, we'll see how's this car like to drive with the electronics off, but like this, it's perfect. It's fast, precise, safe. It's an amazing car. Eventually replacing the Ferrari 355 with another non-Ferrari car, I was thinking about the Lamborghini LP560 V10 all-wheel drive. It's different, but I don't know, now that I've driven this car, I feel like I want to stay in the Ferrari family. And talking about a V12, a 599 would be quite amazing to have one in the garage. I feel like this car with this kind of power, mid-engine, I think it's the perfect choice. What do you think, guys? Machine. Ricardo, thank you for letting me enjoy your beautiful F430 F1. Yeah, I definitely see a car like this in my future. Riccardo, grazie mille. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. And as always, thanks for watching. Ciao!